Hello and greetings to the cheesy pizza lovers, because today we'll be trying a cheesy build. Now, they haven't fixed this mod problem, which actually buffs the damage of your minions quite a lot. So currently this is the best build in the game ever made, ever created. Everything you need is in this build. But that's mostly because of the spirit healer being bugged, and it amplifies the damage of your minions. The damage is actually very weirdly amplified, because it seems like it buffs the damage of the bird by 400%, so it does 500 damage, and it also seems to enable 100% crits with the... I don't know, it's really hard to explain. So we'll be using the minions because these guys can fly, and we'll be using the alchemist because it's not really that well documented, or I don't know, people tend to don't look at stuff like this. So you have a 25% increase to all damage and a 5% critical chance. I don't think it applies to minions because that's skill critical chance, which you get from the summoner. And then you also have, of course, a little bit of defense for them and that, but you also have the ability to give them buffs. So again, it's not very well noticed or known because people don't really play like this, but that will actually apply a buff to the minion as well. I'm not sure what the red one, but I think red means they will have extra damage. I think it's 5% extra damage or something like that, so they get way too many buffs if you look at the buff list. So they deal 50% more damage, and the crit chance is increased by 15%. Plus whatever else they have. So if you buff them like this, they get 2 buffs. And if you shoot at them, that's 3 buffs. So that's 300 damage. What? Wait, what? Why are they attacking multiple... I don't remember them doing this beforehand. Oh well, I guess... it works. If it works, it works. Let's summon 2 of them, and let's also buff them. Oh, he got killed by that other guy. Because you can also do a lot of other things. So, like I said, you have 1 buff. Shoot them. Give them a relic. So that's 3 buffs already, right? But did you know you can actually apply the dust to them? You just have to make sure they're in the same area. So they also get buffed by the dust. What is this? Mortal Kombat? So yeah, they hit for quite a bit. I think it's about 3000 of their main attack. I don't know, they seem to gain a secondary attack with this thing right now. But it's crazy how much you can buff them. Even more, it's not, again, not very well known because nobody tests this stuff. You can use the rocket fuel and it will give them the buff as well. So it's crazy how much you can buff them, as you can see. They even get a 10% extra attack speed, which seems to really work. Now, okay, let's shut them up because they're quite noisy. Now, as for the other gear I'm using, this is my regular armor set from now, and I think this will be the one I use. Since we have mod damage as a relic, mod duration, and skill damage. It helps a lot. I also will be using the Fargazer, which, as you can see, lasts 49 seconds. So the Fargazer being 50 seconds, you don't really need to do much or aim or do something else. The Familiar, of course. I have this with the feedback, but you can basically put whatever you like there. I just like to have the more regeneration. But you can do some crazy stuff over here. For example, you can use the bottom feeder and use a shotgun or something like that, and you can do some crazy damage with it as well. Again, I don't want to expand the cheesiness of the build, but it works. It's nice. The sensor, the Dragon Scavenger Ring, well, this one is a little harder to get, so you might replace it with something else you like. Corner of Destroyer, the Follower, and the Soling. Another crazy weird thing is that usually these things deal, I think, 150 damage. Let me see, it should say when you despawn them, yeah. But if you despawn them right now, they deal 1000 damage per projectile. So that projectile is basically like their own attack. So if you unsummon them, they'll do 6000 damage, which is crazy because it's a homing projectile. Not sure the distance at which it works, but it's probably going to be quite interesting to watch. Looks like the distance is not that crazy, but you can just unsummon them near an enemy or a boss and they can do a lot of work. And also, of course, the Soling. Well, if you want to replace it, you might as well replace it with something else. You can do a lot of crazy things. For example, you can even use it with the ring that rolls the cooldown of your skills. Which I seem to always forget. Oh yeah, this one is the Sapphire Gemstone. You can actually use it. It's workable, it's manageable, because you can also drink a potion to decrease skill cooldown. And again, that's crazy. You can do this in a lot of ways anyway. I think I've explained way too much about the build, and let's try it. Okay, let's start the summoning sequence. I don't want to risk them being caught in another area. Perfect. As you can see, they have the dust buff. Okay, all buffs are active, except for the attack speed one. This health will go down super crazy. I don't think they're even attacking him. Yeah, they're not even attacking him. This is one of the problems with the buffs, as you can see. I'm not sure what is really attacking him. Okay, now they're attacking him. That's crazy damage. Okay, so this is me and my friends in the dungeon. As you can see, you can just use this thing to just clear out all of the trash mobs, because the red gaze will kill everything. Sometimes the minions have a hard time targeting the smaller creatures, or the creatures that don't fly, or the creatures that fly a lot. But this is perfectly manageable. Don't even need to use their buffs over here. Everything is so easy with this build. I cannot believe it how broken it is, and I think this will be the same every time you go into a dungeon. So this is, even if they fix the mod, it will still be a great build to clear out the dungeons. Yeah, they will get lost sometimes, it's okay. 2000. Oh, that's great. By the way, I forgot to mention a couple of things. So I was using, as you can see, the frenzy dust because of the boost you get to damage, but you can also improve your survivability with the stone mist. But even more interesting it will be when you combine all of the traits. So for example, you will have regrowth, which is 1.5 health. You will have 2 from this, so 3.5. And if you use the elixir of life, that will double your regeneration to about 10 per second for 20 seconds. But you cannot take fatal damage. So, in essence, when you do it like this, you'll be invulnerable for 20 seconds at least. Which is crazy. You can, yeah, think about it. This will last 10 seconds on the ground, so you can even use it to kind of buff the duration to 40 seconds. So in 40 seconds you cannot die, you deal a lot of damage, the damage is dealt by your minions, and basically you cannot die and you deal a ton of damage. It cannot get better than this, especially considering most enemies will fly or go away, or whatever they do, they will never be safe from your minions and your attacks, especially the bird, especially the far gazer, especially because of the many buffs we have to the damage, and this will last a long time. Oh yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, but it will even be good once the bug is fixed. Bye bye.